was going to say that your parents still buy okra every Saturday morning and your dad makes breakfast for your mom.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah, but if you guys had like a microphone to how that breakfast sounds as they're making it, it's not like, oh, how do you pass the, my mom's like, you're burning it again. Hey, everybody. My name is Sabrina Jalise. Natasha, what's your name?
My name is Natasha Jalise.
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa.
Do you like it?
Did you guys get married?
Oh, my gosh. Let's introduce our guest before you weigh in on the marriage. Our guest today, I've been dying to have you here. Absolutely.
I can't even believe we got you. You are a lady on the rise. You're in every movie coming up.
Oh,
yes,
man.
The Hawk on Netflix with Will Ferrell, new TV show coming out soon. And then you also can catch this next person on the road, okay? In Europe, okay?
That's right.
Baguette in one hand, cheese in the other, jokes in the mouth, please. Put your hands together for Fortune Feimster.
Fortune.
Hi, you guys.
Hi.
You make everything funny. Like I watch kids' movies. I've seen you in some movies. Where were you playing a coach, like a Jen Garner movie?
Oh, yeah.
You were so funny. My daughter was like, she's hilarious.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
sweet.
I know her.
It's funny, guys. I have this like dual world where I have like the hard comedies and they're raunchy, and then I've been doing a lot of voiceover stuff. So like Zootopia 2, playing the beaver, and then I have the like young adult genre where I've like been in
Family movies.
Yeah, family movies with Jennifer Garner. So it's trippy. Like,
Wait, what's the name of the Jennifer Garner movie?
I did two.
Family
There's one
Switch?
called Yes Day.
Oh my gosh, you were in Yes Day,
yeah.
of course.
She's so good in it.
I was the ambulance driver, and then that one was called Family Switch.
Yeah.
Yes Day is a tricky movie for kids because it really gives
yeah.
them too much confidence.
I gave her a yes day after that, and it was a
Did you regret it?
Nightmare.
100%.
What was her Yes Day?
Well, there was no limits. I was
Well,
like,
that's the thing. You have to put parameters, I think, on it.
Yeah.
What was
Like, you
her,
can-
but what did she do?
oh, she was bossing us around,
Oh my
feet up, eating whatever she wanted. It was just like we had to buy her stuff. It was just like
We had to
Yeah.
buy her stuff.
it was just like it wasn't thought out.
Yeah, it
You're
came
like, I'm
out,
s-
and it came out during the pandemic. So kids
Yeah.
are
Yes.
like, I want to do anything I want, and you're like, I think you should like be like, it's a yes day up until this point.
It's a Yes Day, but keep in mind you have zero budget or job.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, after watching Yes Day and Family Switch, I was really appreciative for what Jennifer Garner's doing because I'm
Oh.
like, this is a movie I can watch with hilarious actors,
Yeah.
you know, like people I love. And the whole family can watch it, and I'm not
Yeah.
having to watch like Coco Melon or something.
And
It's kind
she's-
of a cool market.
And she's
Your
the perfect
daughter's not into
person.
Coco Melon.
she's not, but she was.
Yeah,
She
no.
was.
Well, she's into
All of those losers liked Coco Melon.
every Disney show that Ariana Grande's in.
There you
She's
go.
always watching those, and this was much more wholesome.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer Garner's the perfect person for those kind of movies because she is that like cheery, happy, nice person.
I
Like,
heard that.
Yeah, like she's legitimately a lovely human. She brings like baked goods to set, and like when my dad had heart surgery, she sent him like smoothies from her company. But I thought like
No
someone
way.
from the company would just send them. She like
Yeah.
DoorDashed them to my dad. I was like, oh, I could have done that. Like I just thought like someone was like, oh,
That's so sweet.
send a shipment. Like she like did it herself. She's lovely. Yeah.
And who's been a nightmare to work with?
Honestly, I haven't come across a lot of that.
Don't you think, actually, I feel this way as well, that like when you start to work in the business, that myth of like everyone's a fucking star and a
Yeah.
diva, it's like, no, people want to work with nice people.
Yeah, the only people I've heard sort of nightmare stories about are usually those like influencer, like
Yes.
not all of them, but some
They're
of
just
those
not
types.
experienced
Yeah.
enough in the world.
And they have such a high level of fame in their world,
And it's all in a vacuum,
Yeah.
and they don't have the pedigree of like of
like
collaboration.
or like coming up little by little. It kind of explodes quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, if
I-
that would have happened to me,
Yeah,
when
you would have been a nightmare too.
I had such a strong feeling of that my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, thank God I waited tables till I was 35.
you had
There
such
you
a strong
go.
feeling that within you was a
It
nightmare.
was.
You're like,
I
I
mean,
can't wait to be a dick.
Yeah.
I literally, I thought I was going to get into Juilliard for my headshot when I was 12.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was on a
I
rampage.
did think the first time I did stand up, I was in high school and I was sort of like brainstorming ways to tell my teacher, like, well, I probably am doing an HBO special. And like,
you're probably going to have to drop out of school because you're going to be famous.
When did you start to do stand up?
I didn't start stand up till 27.
What were you doing before that?
You were 27 years old?
Yeah, and
that's not that old. I mean, that's not that old.
It feels old when people are like, I started stand up in high school.
I started at 27.
I started Groundlings at 25, so that got me sort of used to the stage a little bit.
And before that, what was your dream?
I didn't know like what I wanted to do, but when I was in college, I was the commencement speaker, like the student speaker.
So you were always popular and funny.
Yeah, like I always had, like I was friends with everybody. And when I spoke at my college graduation, I remember loving the process of writing the speech and then giving the speech, and I made people laugh in the beginning.
Did you remember like an iconic line from it? Or
I did this Milton Berle quote that I really loved that people, that really stuck with people, and it's, God, I try to remember it now. It's like, I'd rather be a could be if I could not be an R, for a could be is a maybe who is reaching for a star. I'd rather be a has been than a might have been by far, for a might have been has never been, but a has was once an R.
Oh my God.
That is so cool. That's
when
Milton
you were like,
Berle?
I can't remember it.
It's Milton Berle, and I was doing this whole speech my senior year of like how I was so like, I had such a great college experience. I was very nervous to graduate because I was like, it can't get better than this.
Where'd you go to school?
This little women's college in Raleigh, North Carolina called Peace College.
Well, Raleigh's a cool place.
Raleigh is. It's great. And so my whole speech was built around this quote of like, you know, at least I did something.
Yes.
And
That's so
This
inspiring.
is something that I'm like talking to Wolfie about a lot these days, is great being the enemy of good.
yeah.
You
And
talked to
that's
me
kind of-
about that too.
I talk to anyone who
I'm
will
like,
listen.
can we
I
look at
talk to
that
this
quote?
plant
Can we look at
about
that
Yeah.
clip one more time,
No.
Sabrina?
We do a supercut in every episode. I'm like, great is the enemy of good.
That's funny.
No notes, Natasha.
I don't want any notes from Natasha.
Well, it's funny. It made me.
I don't want any notes from anyone. Do you want notes?
Yes, I always want notes
Yeah?
because more brains are better than.
I want notes for sure.
Yeah.
But also, do you close your eyes and everybody vote? Do you really?
Yes.
Notes, as long
It's
as they're
called
coming as long
collaboration.
as it's coming from a constructive place.
Yeah, there's a part of
Not-
me that would say that too.
Yeah.
You don't want notes. It's obviously clear.
No notes for you. No notes.
You might have a higher IQ.
Do you guys feel the chemistry in the room shifting away from my likability? Because I can, and I don't like it. So here's what I'm going to say. I'd rather be a somebody that did something that's good
There you
than
go.
have to have a no podcast or clip that comes out good. And the clips go out very quickly. If you disappear, you don't. It's a vote on where the time code is or how it even starts. By the time the clip is up, there's a new
We don't
clip
even
for the
realize that
next
you're not
week.
rhyming.
I do. I have some notes. But if we all worked on it together, it would rhyme.
No,
See?
I will. Can I just be vulnerable and get
Please.
some likability back?
Yeah.
I am a rusher.
You are.
Yeah.
I
Like you
rush.
do things too quickly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But I got a lot
Slow
done, didn't
down.
I guess so. Yeah.
I am not a rusher. I'm a mosier. That comes from, I think, being Southern. I take my sweet ass time.
So take your sweet ass time and walk us back to that moseying origin story.
Wait. Also.
What?
Oh, go ahead. Yes. Origin story.
Well, it just made me want to. It actually made me want to be a motivational speaker, which made me laugh because it made me think of Chris Farley. He's like, I'm gonna live in a van down by the river.
Oh yeah.
And because I just didn't think you could do comedy as a career, and so I knew I wanted to speak in some way or like talk, but I was like, how do you get paid to talk? And I remember saying, I want to get paid to talk. And then I didn't realize that eventually that could just come through making people laugh.
That's funny because Moshe, my husband, he wanted to be a professor for a while, and then he was an AA speaker.
Yeah.
So it's like people are
Like
drawn to these
adjacent to
things
it,
where
yeah.
it's like, well, give me the mic.
Because stand-up comedy seems so crazy to me. Like the idea of like getting on stage with a mic and it's just you.
Well, it wasn't a famous profession when we
Yeah,
were young. Like,
right.
because I was like, I thought a comedian was like Rodney Dangerfield talking about his suit not
Right,
fitting,
right.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't realize it could be like a young person
Yeah.
talking about LA and how dumb
Mm-hmm.
everybody was,
Yeah, so when I moved out to LA just for a job opportunity, like being a PA, and I was like, oh, this would be a cool life experience. And then I started taking groundlings classes to make friends. And that's literally it. That's how it all started.
How on earth did your mother give you such a great name? Where did this come from?
Oh, yeah.
It's my middle name. And
It's so cool.
yeah, it's awesome. It's a family name.
Fortune?
Last name, family name. There's a bunch of Fortunes in our family with the last name. And so my grandmother's mother, her maiden name was Fortune, and she had 3 sisters, so the 4 sisters were called the Misfortunes. It was very cute. And my grandmother very much wanted my mom to name me Fortune. She's like, you have to name her Fortune. And my mom was like, that's too big of a name. Like, she'd have to be Miss America to live up to a name like that.
Like a baby Fortune.
For sure.
Yeah.
She was like, there's just no way. And so my mom loved the name Emily because my mom was so pumped to have a little girl finally. She had 2 boys. So Emily, I always saw as like the quintessential little girl's name. So Fortune was my middle name. But I did not grow up as it because, my mom was just not into it. But my mom told me when I was older that my grandmother wanted me to be named Fortune. And after she passed away, I was like, it always was kind of in the back of my head. Like, God, it's such a cool name that I have, like, in a family name. Like, and so that when I started Groundlings, I just sort of did an experiment where I was like, I'm going to just tell them my name's Fortune to see what that feels like. Because no one knew me in LA. I had no friends.
So you were popular in college named Emily.
Yes.
Okay.
But no one called me Emily.
I think like behind this story is also this idea of like the phoenix, like rising from the ashes and being like, I'm going to be someone new.
Yeah.
Now when I'm performing, I'm going to be Fortune.
Yeah. No, and no one called me Emily growing up. They all called me like Feimster, Feemy, Femer. So Emily never fit really.
Yeah.
My mom, of course, still would love the name. Call me that. I know. Give it up, Mom. And so I was very close with my grandmother. And she was that person that instilled whatever confidence I had. She gave that to me.
Oh, wow.
So it was like going to be my little Carol Burnett, like ear nod to my grandmother where I really thought I could be Fortune just on stage. And then that Groundlings class, I was like, I'm going to just tell them my name's Fortune. And at the end of the class, we sat in a circle and they did like, they have all these improv games. They're like, try to remember everyone's name. And no one could remember anyone's name. And then the entire, 15 people were like, Fortune, 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 Fortune. And I was like, oh, my God, my grandmother, she knew me before I knew myself. And I just was like, I think that's what my name has to be on stage. And then quickly I just became Fortune. It was clear that was meant to be my name.
Now, if you're in a relationship, you're being called Fortune.
They call me Fortune, yeah. When I used to date people in the beginning, I think they thought, oh, I'm going to call her Emily because no one else does and it'll be special. But they even realized, I'm not Emily.
Yeah.
I don't resonate with that name at all.
And honestly, baby Fortune in the playground, it's a little intense.
That's right. Yeah. So I came into it at the right time later in life where I could live in.
You got to put Fortune on like a golden jacket.
Yeah.
No one's born with a golden jacket.
I probably would have been made fun of as a kid having that name, so it just came in its own time. And it's cool to have this little way to honor my grandmother. I just felt like I would not be able to do this without what she instilled in me. So
tell me more about your grandmother and how did she instill in you this confidence?
She lived around the corner from us, and so I spent my entire childhood with her, and I was her little shadow. She was very sweet and that she would pick my friends and I up from school, and she'd be telling us about the cherry trees and telling us about the different flowers and birds, and it felt very old school, but my friends
you guys sound so innocent.
I know, it was a very innocent time. No one was like, this is stupid. They're like, oh, that's cool. We would have sleepovers at her house and she'd teach us how to make mints and stuff. Everyone loved my grandmother, and she would cut flowers from her garden and take them all around.
How do you make mints?
I don't know. Back in the day, there's something you could do to make mints.
Some Little House on the Prairie shit.
I like it though.
And she would, everyone in my town loved her. She just would take flowers around to the bank tellers, the secretaries at school, the librarians. She was just this ray of sunshine. And my parents were, after their divorce just kind of were trying to find themselves. And so my grandmother really stepped up for me in a way that I really needed her at that age. And we just were I think, soul connected. And she passed when I was 18.
She was a misfortune?
No, she was not a Fortune. Her mom.
Okay.
Her mom was.
Okay.
But, she made some really huge sacrifices for me. Like, she was given a year to live, and she was like, I'm going to see you off to college. And so in the year when it was like around that time, it was May, there's no way she's going to make it to August. Like, her cancer was so bad. It was surrounding her brain and her skull. Like, they're like, it's impossible that she's going to live 2.5 more months for me to go to college. And she was like, I'm seeing her off to college. And I knew she was in a huge amount of pain, never complained, never once said anything. And do you know that she died the day after I left and moved into college?
Oh my God.
And it feels very woo woo, but I felt her pass, and I called the house at 10:05 that morning, and my dad was like, let me call you back, because she had literally just passed.
It's funny to hear you say that. Not funny, but like, I'm having a real problem getting my kid to appreciate and want to be with the grandparents.
Yeah.
And I even told Moshe, I was like, can't your mom give her ice cream or candy? Like, isn't that like the classic?
Foster
like
that relationship.
Yeah, just give her, because she's like really healthy into health food. And I'm like, but my daughter, she's she's the grandma's deaf. And so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
My kid feels like she can't communicate with her. And I'm like, well, just try. She wants to help, and I can't help but think it's kind of my fault.
Well, that's your fault. Do they live in the closest?
They live right around the corner.
Oh, okay.
It's not your fault.
That's
I also think there's something. I mean, like that.
This is a very special thing.
A grandmother. Like when you were telling that story, I was thinking about, like, we have our best friends Jeffrey and Augie, who just moved back to LA from New York, and our kids, Wolfie has known them since he was little, and they're so magic, like everything is a game. Like, I remember, like, we went to a cabin together, and like behind the counter, like, Jeffrey had like the pots and the pans and was doing a whole show. And it's like, I think there's just figures in your children's lives that are not their parents, and that it's so lucky, and it's kismet, and they're
sometimes
all
they're related,
and sometimes they're related. Sometimes they're related, but like, you're not going to get that same spark from every. Like, I was thinking when you were talking about your grandma that Wolfie will probably feel that way about Jeffrey and Augie, that there were these people that he could go to outside of the home that were also responsible for part of who he has become.
And, one person that, you could have a grandmother that might be close to a couple grandkids and maybe not as close to other ones, and you never know why, like, what that is about.
You're the coolest if your grandma likes you.
Yeah. So I don't know. Mine was just, she just was such a part of our everyday lives, because my parents both worked, and my mom was a teacher, and she went back to grad school, and there were 3 of us. So it was just, she was our other mom. So it just was different, in that like, we relied on her in the way you also rely on your mom.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about your parents split when you were like
12.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a hard time for it to happen?
It just was more of like, I was so young, and my older brother was 15, and the oldest one was 18. And so he went to college like 2 weeks after they split, and he was like a dad to me. And so it just was a lot of changes. So I think a lot of people kind of forgot in my family that I was still 12.
Yeah.
And everyone was just kind of like, all right, I'm going to do my thing now.
And there wasn't too much conversation.
Like, I'm still here, you guys. Well, and my mom and I have talked about it, and we're very close. She knows, that time in her life. And as a person now, I'm going through a divorce. Weirdly enough, at the same age my parents were.
Wow.
I can have such a new perspective on it. I don't have kids, but if I had kids, that would be very difficult.
But having lived through it, you probably have some insights in terms of like what was working there and what would you shy away from. Like, if you were talking to a friend who has a 12-year-old and they're getting divorced, most of our listeners are either divorced or getting divorced. Thanks to this guy.
Is it in the water right now?
No, I'm just always talking about how you should live. I'm just like, for a long time, I was like, you must be resilient in your marriage. And now I'm kind of like, you know what? Or just say you're going to leave. Either way, something better has to happen if you're unhappy. So I'm now of the ethos of like, what's the point of staying together if you're not happy? Be happy. Try to find happiness.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely for me made me see that like you might be with someone for 5 years, you might be with them for 30. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And I think the way of looking at it before of like I gotta find my person and that's it for the next 50 years. And then I gotta
stick it out no matter
that's
what.
That's not necessarily how it's going these days.
Yeah, but what conversations do you think? But I do love that you were going to ask me something.
No,
Natasha apparently speaks to me. So.
I was going to say that your parents still buy okra every Saturday morning and your dad makes breakfast for your mom.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, but if you guys had like a microphone to how that breakfast sounds as they're making it, it's not like, oh, how do you pass my mom's like, you're burning it again. And he's like, I don't, it's not burnt, it's just well done.
He's like, every week.
Every fucking day.
Every day they eat okra.
Every day.
I never even heard of that.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you hadn't
heard of okra?
Pakistani
I hadn't heard of like eating okra every day.
It's big in the South too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fried
so that's
okra.
the crossover of the South and Pakistan.
That's right.
But I'm really interested because I do have friends that are in this situation where it's like, okay, it's not working out, but I'm really scared of how to talk to my kids about it. Like, what do you wish that your parents did in that time that would have made things a little easier?
I mean, they God bless them. It was a time where people really weren't getting divorced like they are now. So my mom was like one of the few women in her social circle that were divorced.
She's like the original lesbian.
And she was kind of like ostracized to an extent.
Yeah.
In this small, tiny ass town. And so I know that for her it was a lot, and so they just didn't have the verbiage, to like really talk to us about it, because they didn't really understand it themselves. So it just would have been nice to like somehow have kept it together a little bit better, but everyone kind of imploded, and just sort of like thought like, okay, well, I'm going through this hard thing, I'm just gonna focus on myself. But when you have a family,
you're like, where's everyone going?
Well, I actually have a theory but you don't fit into this theory, but that a lot of comedians, like a lot of us are from divorced families, but I had this theory that we're like the diffusers.
Yeah.
Because as young people, we were like divorced, broken homes.
Yeah.
It's naturally like I was the oldest, and it was like it was up to me to diffuse everything. And
same.
That's kind of what you're doing.
I'm diffusy.
You're Canadian, so it doesn't quite count.
No, I'm diffusy though. Like you don't have to have divorced parents. Like my mom is just a Swiss lady that'll walk into a room and be like, I don't like the way it smells, and I'm not liking your pants. And then I'm like, well, she likes your pants, of course. She does. Pants in general are hard for my mom.
Yeah. No, I would agree. I definitely was the one that was like, why is everyone acting crazy? Can we just like
from a young age, so it's kind of
hey, remember when we all loved each other? What was that like?
For sure. So I definitely had to grow up a little faster than I, might have preferred. But now I'm so grateful for that stuff, because I don't think I would have the work ethic that I have and the independence and the drive, because that stuff always drove me to want to be in a better situation. Financially, like my parents really struggled financially, and it made me go like, I don't want this. Obviously I'm in a similar situation with divorce, and that's just life. But as far as work and creating a more secure life for myself, that drove me my entire life, where I was like, I'm not going to get to the point where like the water's being shut off, the electric bill's not getting paid. Like, I'm going to make this a priority. So my entire work ethic comes from chaotic childhood.
That's what's so hard about raising kids now, when you're able to give them what you didn't have. Because, my daughter the other day, she's like, I'll just live in your house when I grow older.
Yeah,
that's a good time. That's a good time to go to the breaker and be like,
I hear that a lot from the kid. Like,
Really?
more kids, young kids these days are like, oh, I'm just gonna live with my mom. Like,
But that's also like
my
an
parent.
era of life thing. Like,
I mean,
it's
yeah,
not like
that's true.
we love also fantasizing about, like with Wolfie, we're like, and we'll follow you everywhere, and you'll follow us everywhere.
Yeah.
And in actuality, that's a nightmare.
Right.
You want, you
Yeah,
want
you
your
want them
kid
to
to
have
go get
independent-
launched. And of course, Shauna and I truly, I don't think it's like, to us, it's not like a joke that
Yeah.
like, we hope he feels confident to go like live his life. And we also will be there with binoculars, like little safari people. You know,
You'll
just
have your
like-
little pied a terre. I told her she can go to college in London,
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
New York,
Uh-huh.
or right next to me in
Des
LA.
Moines. Didn't you say Des Moines?
Yeah, I was about to say she's gonna pick some obscure place where you're like, wait, what?
Paris. She could go to Paris. She could go to the Sorbonne.
Well,
I just think in general, being a parent looks very difficult.
Yeah, what looks
And
the most difficult to you about
all of it? All of it.
Who looks worse?
I mean,
Who's looking?
well, your daughter's a little bit older, right? than
No,
Wolfie?
but I'm a little older.
Wait, does-
Wait, how old's Wolfie
Natasha
now?
looks like her daughter's older? Does
Wait,
that mean I
no,
look
but how old
tired?
is Wolfie?
Well, they're the exact same age.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
They're
Okay.
like
Wolfie's
a
8.
couple weeks apart.
I think it's
Yeah.
because I don't really see pictures of your daughter.
Yeah, I don't post my kid
Yeah,
online.
she's
Yeah.
a fruit emoji face.
So then
daughter.
I've not been able to track like
Okay.
where she's at. But I mean, I'm at the age now where I have a lot of friends with like teenagers and stuff, or younger than that. And
Yeah, well, who's doing good? Who's doing bad?
I mean,
What's
it's
hard?
tough. It's so hard. I mean, every stage of these ages, there's a lot. Like the responsibility of forming this human into a decent person seems like a lot of work.
Especially when you're a comedian or an actor and your whole job is like being a gypsy, gone
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
I mean, that's to me the hardest thing is the scheduling.
For
But
sure.
look at how Fortune actually, like, you're talking about, like, one of the most pivotal game changers for you was that you were being shown an example of how you don't want to live.
Mm-hmm.
So even if, like, even in the lacking,
Yeah.
you know, if you kind of are able to conserve the magic, which I bet your grandmother was part of that, of like, look at the cherry trees
Yeah,
and
yeah.
look at the, but like, but if you're able to conserve your magic and not get like beat down and have that beat out of you, then you are looking at even the tough parts of your life and saying like, okay, I might not choose that for myself.
But also, you know, you don't come out of it unscathed, right? Like there's resilience that can come from it, and that you're like, I'm going to do this differently because I don't want to make the same mistakes my parents did. But then, you know, there were many years that I repeated terrible patterns of like trying to please people and trying to like as far as relationships, I went through a run of like just dating the wrong people over and over and over again because my therapist would say I was trying to correct the things that happened in my childhood and my own
Yes.
life. So I don't know any child that comes out of their situation where they've got it all figured out. There's something. But, you know, at this age, I can look at parents and be like, most of them, not all of them, are doing the best they can. You know?
They're doing
Good enough.
That's right.
Now you're going to get a mug that says good enough 'cause
Yes.
for pointing us in that direction.
But I mean, that is so true with, as someone from the outside looking in, it seems like that's really all you can do.
Well, I want you to be on the outside looking into this audience question.
Okay.
We have a feature of our podcast where our audience is able to ask questions. You can go to Good Enough PCast. That's not PEE. That's just the letter P, cast, on our Instagram, and go ahead and click on the Ask a Question. Let's hear it.
Hello, Good Enough Podcast. Quick question. When did you start teaching manners? I have an 8-month-old and she's tackling other babies and mommy and me, and she doesn't understand that that's not okay, but I'm trying to start now, and it seems impossible. So any advice would be appreciated. Thank you.
8-month-old.
8-month-old tackling other, but to me, I'm like the
Everyone's
tackling.
not going to remember manners.
No, I have a different opinion.
Really?
I have to. Yes, 100%. First of all, the 8-month-old tackling other kids. That's not manners. That's just an early sign of lesbianism. It's aggressive wrestling. Let's. No, but I think the kids do want to truly, like, all jokes aside, they want to tackle. And honestly, have you guys tackled recently?
Oh, recently?
It's
No.
fun, dude. It's fun. Tackling
Who are you
is
tackling over there?
my kids, my
Okay.
wife, her back is out now. But like, it's fun to be physical in that way. We're just monkeys, and it's fun to exert yourself that way. But the piece of like, when do you start teaching manners? I really do feel it is day one.
And
It's
every day.
It's daily.
It would have to come early,
Because the kid doesn't talk yet.
You have to say it every day.
Yeah, but you can't like not be saying please and thank you in your house, and then all of a sudden your kid learns how to talk, and you're like, hey, say please. It's like it's like it's the energetic vibe that you're creating from the beginning.
Oh yeah, my family was, my mom and my grandmother were big on that from super early on.
How would they tell you? They were like, you always say thank you.
Oh yeah, they would just be like very direct about it. You have to do this. You have to do this. Please and thank you. Holding doors, looking people in the eye.
Please, can you get the water turned back on? and thank you for some lights for me to do homework.
But my grandmother was old school Southern woman, so like she didn't allow my brothers to wear a hat inside. Like,
oh really?
Very old school, yeah.
It's just disrespectful.
It's an old manners thing but obviously people do not adhere to that now. I don't adhere to it.
I don't even understand it. Like, I would read like old tabloids from like the 20s, and they'd be like, Judy Garland seen entering Sardi's without a hat. Like, it was like you weren't like, I didn't understand. You're supposed to always wear a hat outside.
Yeah, it was weird.
But then inside, you shouldn't wear a hat.
There are all these rules.
I would have thrived outside.
But we would kind of. We just sort of globbed onto the important ones, and I will say my brothers and I are all very keen on manners.
The South in general. I was just in Savannah visiting my husband, and everyone's just so nice.
Yeah, I mean that is even
the young people.
It is just a part of the culture where like it's very instilled of like you help. Open the door for people. You help old people. You look people in the eye. You shake a firm handshake. I mean, it was like over and over again. Both my grandmother and my mom always from the time I can remember. 5 is the earliest I can remember, but it was like my grandmother would line us up, have us shake her friends' hands. It was like
really,
yeah.
Line you up to shake like at the end of a softball game?
If she had she would have like friends over to like a book club or something.
Okay.
We were expected to go in there, look these adults in the eye, shake their hand, and like greet them.
Yeah.
But the nice part about it is that it taught us from a very early age how to like be like
how confidently come to someone. Yes.
I mean, young people now can barely look you in the eye.
I know.
And so I
know, and that is, we've talked on this podcast about the like getting rid of like trashing the old school, like you gotta go sit on his lap.
Oh yeah,
you gotta go kiss him. Hey, kiss him on the neck. He gave you a candy. Kiss him on the neck.
We don't need that for sure.
No, we don't need that. But it is one of those things where, and we talk about a lot of this on the podcast, where it's like throwing the baby out with the bathwater on some of the things that worked. What works about forcing your kid to say hello to someone? Well, it's not just about like this dynamic of like the kid has to be subservient to the grown up. It's about having your kid practice confidently being in their body, saying their name and saying hello, which is in this society kind of important.
And practicing these social norms, like it is interesting to see these teenagers right now who like experience COVID. There's like who
missed like half of high school.
Yeah, they missed like a bunch of that social time. And with technology the way it is, a lot of them think that they're hanging out, but they're just like
parasocial.
They're either talking on the video game headsets or they're like commenting on each other's thing, but they're not actually doing anything together, hanging out outside of school. It's very interesting to watch, again, from just seeing my friends' kids. How different it is. And had we grown up with iPads in front of us, I don't know, like maybe we wouldn't be able to look people in the eye and have,
probably not.
It's just a different time. So I mean I would highly recommend to any parent to do the manners thing early on.
Of course. And I'm thinking about, again, your grandmother and like looking at the tree and doing the recipes. It's like there is a sad reality that like probably a lot of time with grandparents now is like, look at this video of a hummingbird kissing a duck. My
Watching
friend sent it to me on
TikTok.
WhatsApp.
I mean, it might be. I don't know. Yeah, that sort of antiquated thing is obviously
It's the easier thing.
It goes away with that generation.
Yeah.
For good and for bad. There are pros and cons to it.
Moshe's mom only watches trash TV. She watches like Love Island. She watches
Amazing.
Dr. Pimple Popper. She watches like the worst stuff all the time. And then we told her, we said, how come you always watch like trash?
Yeah.
The trashiest things. She's like, yeah, my life is great. I love it.
It makes
Oh,
her
it
feel
reminds her
good.
that
She does whatever she wants, you know, and.
Well,
But
that's cool. That's a cool thing to impart
that's
on your
cool.
daughter.
Yeah, she's awesome. And she really, you know, one thing I noticed, like sometimes it comes through, like she was very loving to Moshe and she would always say, I love you.
Yeah.
But then somehow that got filtered. Like my daughter's always saying, I love you. She wakes up and is like, I love you. I
Oh,
love
really?
you.
And
I'm
then
like,
and then you get the ick.
no.
Oh, make me guess a little, girl.
But I think it really comes from the grandma instilling that
Triggering it.
generationally
Yeah.
down the line, and also a love of nature. Like she took Moshe camping their whole life because they couldn't afford real vacations, and so
Yeah.
you know, well, not that camping's not real vacation, but that was
You
there.
can use what's around you, a forest.
Yeah. And now our daughter has this real love of nature, and
Yeah.
definitely that stuff all came from the grandma. So,
Right.
you know, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time with my grandma. She didn't speak English, but she used to watch sitcoms, and she used to wait for the laugh track and then laugh with the laugh track.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She had to be told when to
Yes,
laugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like a network executive.
Yeah, she works at well, she got fired from Fox, but actually she's heading up a new initiative for podcasts at Netflix.
She used to
Love
be work at Stars.
Wait, what are we doing now?
We have a meme of the week,
Oh, okay, let's do that.
All right.
which is Sadhguru. Sadhguru.
Can I say it like that?
Yeah, of course.
As stupid as men. As if how much money you earn is going to determine the value of your life. There is such an economic need in the family, fine, she must do it. But it is not a compulsive need. It must not be set up as something better to do than doing something. If she plays music, or if she just loves her children, or if she cooks beautifully, or she just lives beautifully like a flower, it's good enough, I'm saying. It is not necessary that only if she earns this much money, she is doing something valuable, otherwise she's not. If there is an economic need, she can do it, or if she has a passion for doing it, she can do it. But let not such values be set up in the world because you are not evolving, you're regressing. You are making survival more important than aesthetics of life.
I mean, it's a little sexist.
It is because what he should be saying is whoever is taking on that role should have as
Yeah,
much of a
he's
shine
saying the
as the
woman.
breadwinner.
Yeah.
But he's like, girls, get back in your
If
lane.
you're a beautiful cook,
But
that is very valuable to me.
oh my God, a perfect Indian accent.
Thank
from
you.
Natasha. Natasha famously voiced Apu on The Simpsons.
He said good enough.
He said good enough. Well, obviously that's part of why we needed to play
Yeah.
it. But also, I just think there is something to if he, you know, and he's like an older South Asian man, so he doesn't know to do this. But if he had shifted the pronoun of she to be like the one that looks after the house should be valued, I think there is something to that, and I think there is like the shadow side of feminism is that it in being so. And we needed to be forceful to be like, women should be able to fucking work. Women should be able to do everything that men can do.
Yeah, give us a break from playing piano with the kid.
Yeah.
Yes, give us a break. But what it has also done
You mean I have
is,
to play piano with the kid?
hey, Natasha, you play piano with your kid.
For 5 minutes a week.
I know, and what I'm saying
And I
is,
don't like it.
what I'm
I
saying
love
is,
it for 5 minutes.
But what I'm saying is, there should be stock put in that as well. I'm saying the shadow
Yes,
side
that's
of
true.
trying to create the balance is that we've also taken away. And I don't think it was ever there. So I shouldn't say taken away. But I mean, there should be a lot of shine put on the person that is doing the shit at home that isn't all glorious and doesn't have a number attached to it. And yeah, is this my way of trying to fuck my wife? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe this is just a segment where I try to get laid.
Well, the thing that
Wait, how does that correlate?
I'm saying I'm giving her shine.
Oh, okay.
She's more the homemaker, and I'm saying there is something like in the core of what he's saying that is, and she also has a job and she works and she's very creatively, what I'm saying is she is so fucking talented, but like just a few weeks ago, it was my son's birthday and she got offered to style this like cool commercial.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm not available. And I'm like, what do you mean you're not available? And she's like, it's Wolfie's birthday. I got to put his birthday together. And I'm like, that's, and I had my own mental trip over it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that is, there's something in the core of what he's saying that if you remove the sexism from it, there is a message that is like, we all should shift a little bit and start putting a little like genuine, not like platitudes, but like genuine gratitude towards the person in the family that makes the family's heart beat.
These sacrifices.
Well, we all don't live together as families on communes, so there usually is an economic need. I mean, that's just irrational. Like, there's always an economic need. People need money. And also, I just think your values change when you're a mother. Like, you just want to be with your kid a little bit more. But you also need a break, and you need the creativity. And I want to be told that, but not from a man.
That's true. No, that's true. I 100%.
Not from a guru.
Honestly, I didn't know which way this would go, and I was just going to kind of blow with the wind. And ultimately, I was trying to sort of curry favor, and I used the word curry in a sort of broad sense there. But I agree. I agree, and I again felt the chemistry move away from me.
No, we love you.
The chemistry is intact.
You guys, fucking, if you love me, tackle me.
Yeah, that's your love language.
I think we're like wrapping things up. So if you love me, come and show me.
Okay,
physically.
So Fortune, all right, we all love you, Sabrina.
And then physically?
Yeah.
Physically, we think you're hot. You're cool. You got great style.
Perfect.
You're a great mom. You've got some of the greatest advice from a friend point of view.
Aww.
Thank you.
As good as ChatGPT.
Thank you.
And I'm just here to judge everyone.
If you could give us a rating.
Wait, you guys are doing great. A+.
Fortune, how do we hear your podcast?
My podcast is called Handsome. I do it with Tignataro May Martin.
My deep sweet family.
Yes. And it's just, on all the places and also on Hulu now. And
she's so successful she doesn't even need to plug her podcast. She's just like
yeah, she's
I love for people to listen
Hulu's
to
doing
it. It's so fun. And then I do a radio show with Tom Papa that's on SiriusXM for Netflix. So I'm always talking. There's a lot of talking. I'm running out of stories. But I'm also on tour. I'm going to Europe.
where in Europe?
Berlin, Oslo, Stockholm, Copenhagen, London, and Dublin.
But hey, there's all this talking, but that's what you were as a kid. You were like, I want to get paid for talking.
I want to get paid
You
for
did
talking.
it.
And my mom's going to come with me for
No
part
way.
of
So
it.
cute.
Yeah.
I love it.
So wish me luck because I don't know how she will be traveling at this point in her life. She's 80 now.
No way.
Yeah. But, she, not to bring it down before we wrap, but she has cancer. She has incurable cancer.
Oh, man.
And so when she asks
sorry.
me to do things, I don't want to say no because I'm like, I don't know how much time she has. So it's kind of like, as her health is good enough that she can go, like, I don't know if that will be the case in, a year or something. So
That's so beautiful that you're taking her.
So I was just like, let's do it. Let's go.
Wow. And that's a huge amount of bandwidth too, to be like, I'm going on the road, I'm doing shows most nights, and I'm going to be showing my mother around.
You're
this like last chapter.
Well, that's
of
why
her
she's
life.
just coming to half of it. I was like, let me do half on my own and then the last half with you. So hopefully it all goes good. I just wanted to have, cool experiences while she has the health to do it. So that'll be fun. And then I come back and finish up some tour dates. And
after we wrap, you're gonna have to tell us about working with Kim Kardashian because I know you're in a new movie.
I know,
with
yeah.
Kim.
That was fun, actually.
We got to get her number. We
Yeah.
got to
I
get
love,
her on the pod.
and then after we wrap, you're gonna tell us the interesting stuff.
She actually was really awesome to.
Yeah, what was surprising about her?
Because I did the movie with Nikki Glazer and Brenda Song and Kim. It was like the four of us in like every scene. So we spent all day, every day together for like 2.5 months. So we just right away, she was telling us like the coolest stories. Like she knows everybody.
Yeah.
And her family has lived in LA, their entire lives. So, I mean, she goes back to like OJ days, and so.
Does she knows that OJ did it?
Her dad got OJ off.
Her dad.
He was on the team that represented him. I think there's nobody,
Yeah,
there's
if your dad.
conflicting things.
Yeah.
But she just would tell us like the greatest stories ever. Like it was like every day it'd be like, what else? Tell us some cool stories.
That's like one of the reasons why I love well, I wouldn't, comedians, but like I love old Hollywood stories.
I know,
like that is like something I just want all the time.
Yeah, and we all like.
It's nice of her to be generous and
sure.
not act like a diva.
No, she was not a diva whatsoever. She was.
Did she wear her hat indoors and outdoors? Or?
No hats. She was incredibly generous. We would go to our trailers and there would be like a basket of Skims stuff or like her energy drinks, like these beauty products, like all the time. She was like constantly like just very giving. And Nikki was like, I will fight anybody that says crap about her because she just was so lovely to us. And, we just all developed a genuine friendship and a trust because, she would tell us things that, we're never going to tell. Like we just enjoyed that time with each other. That was just for us.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. Sounds like you kind of like experience. That's what's great when a movie kind of like you experience what the movie is because you guys are all friends.
We're all
in the
friends
movie.
in the movie. Yeah. So it was all true to life. Like in that, like in the movie, this is someone we hadn't seen since high school, and we're like getting to know each other as an adult, and it felt that same way. Like the more we did it, the more comfortable she got, and I'm excited for people to see her in this capacity doing a comedy. Because I feel like it's the first thing that really has tapped into like her actual humor in life that you don't see as much.
Did you ever make fun of her on Chelsea lately? Do you think some of that will come back to haunt you? Because always think about that.
She knew that I was on Chelsea. She remembered all that stuff. But I never made fun of her.
I definitely did.
Don't think. I did a Chloe thing once. I met Chloe. She's so awesome. But they came and guest hosted.
Oh,
so they
that's
buried
true.
that
They have a
hatchet.
sense of humor, and they know that their like pop culture
Yeah.
brand is not the same thing as.
For
the
sure.
We used
setting
to
in-
say heinous stuff on that show. I feel so bad,
God, it feels like a lifetime ago. But then they wiped the internet clean of the show.
they
so-
did
Most of it.
of
yeah.
Chelsea lately.
Yeah, because when that show ended, he like wiped the internet of
Well,
it.
that was
So I
my-
have nothing to worry about.
There are a few clips, but
That was my grandmother's sort of.
most of
she
it's-
was an executive at E, and she
my
just
God.
thought there's
She
not
did
really
that.
enough laugh points in
there are
this.
just a few clips here and there, but it does not re-air anywhere. It is not on the internet. It just went away.
So please don't look for clips if you are a celebrity that's friends with any of our hosts or guests.
Well, Fortune, we're so fortunate to have
Aw.
you come take time out of your busy schedule to talk to us.
Yeah, it
And
was my pleasure.
I love hearing about your grandma
Aw,
and
thanks.
your name. And wow, what a cool life.
I love you from my deep part of my heart.
I want to tackle you right now,
That's kind of what I
but I'm
wanted.
too lazy to get up.
All right, we love you. Bye.
Like-
Natasha.
Like,
I'll be the conduit. All right, thanks, Forge.
okay, don't forget, like me.